Air Jordan 9 powder blue.
Now who got the flow? We got the flow.
Alright, so what's up YouTube? Just another quick pickup video for you here today. And we have the Air Jordan 9 in the original powder blue colorway. Returning for the third time total, second retro. Obviously this is one of the 4 original 9s with the white, black, and red colorway, the olives, and the charcoals. Back for only the second time. They obviously released originally in 1994 and had one retro in 2010. I never owned the originals. I passed on the 2010 retro. I was just passing on everything from Jordan at that time. So yeah, I was pretty much in on these regardless, no matter what. And I'm happy that, you know, they really paid attention to detail in some areas, but then in some areas, these are seemingly like they took a step back. So you know how it is with Jordan Brand sometimes, and with Nike, you know, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Overall, I'm satisfied with these. You know, I'm really happy. They look great. I think the color is really nice. Because I know the 2010 retro, from what I've seen in a lot of the comparisons, that was more of a straight, just like UNC, like a university blue. These are like a true powder blue, where that blue is it's a little bit of a different shade of a Carolina blue. And then they, like I said, they really paid attention to detail with these. The materials aren't bad. They're more like they're kind of like a real leather, so it's a little on the thick side, which is making it like feels a little stiff to touch, but I think it's going to break in quite nicely. And then a lot of the details as far as the originals compared to the last retro that they really did on these were actually quite nice. So the originals didn't have a 23 on the back, the last retro did, and then with these, the 23 is not there. They corrected the Jumpman on the left shoe. So since about, I think right after the 2010s, that last powder blue retro might have been the last retro that had the correct Jumpman, and then this Jumpman had been facing toward the back of the shoe ever since then, and then now they finally corrected it, so the Jumpman is jumping forward like it's supposed to be doing. So they fixed that, and then another detail that I was not expecting them to actually do was the rand on the mud guard here. If you can see, the rand cut is actually powder blue on the inside. I'm not sure if the camera's gonna get that, but you see the cut is powder blue, like on the cut line on the rand, and that was a detail they did on the originals. The 2010 retro obviously didn't have that, and then they actually did that on these. That's shocking. That's shocking from Jordan Brand that they would have that level of detail on a retro. Normally they overlook stuff like that. I mean, look at the amount of like you know, 4s and 5s and 6s that have like the black synthetic upper that are supposed to have the white edges, like the raw edges on the cuts. They most often recently haven't had it, and then they do this on these. Like, so like how do you do this but then miss, you know, the raw cuts on the other pairs? That should be much easier because you don't actually have to color it a color. It's just like, you know, don't make it black, just leave it like the natural cut rand. But I don't know, man, they pick and choose when they want to, you know, do things right. So yeah, there's a lot of the details that they really got right on these. And then unfortunately, for whatever reason, like this mud guard that comes from the top of the shoe and wraps around, like it's cut really low along the sides, and this is the first time it's ever been this low on any Retro 9. So it's like I don't understand how, you know, they hit all those other details and then they take a step back on the shape and the cut for the shoe. So like I said earlier, you know, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I didn't even notice that first until I saw, you know, some of the comments online with some of the first pictures talking about it. And then I kind of looked, I said, yeah, that rand is kind of low. I'm not gonna lie, it does bother me, but I mean, this is a mostly white colorway, so it's not like the main upper is white and then the rand is white. So the fact that it's that low it's not as obvious as if they were different colors. It would be more obvious. So yeah, I mean, that's it bothers me, but it wasn't a deal breaker essentially. And then yeah, I was actually quite surprised that these didn't like sell out. I thought they were going to sell pretty well. I know the last few 9s that have dropped have all sold pretty well, at least on initial release. And this is an original colorway, hasn't been retro in, you know, 13 years or 14 years or whatever. And then it's a nice clean colorway for the spring heading to the summer. I assumed that was going to sell pretty well, but they're really relatively easy pickup. I actually hit on 2 of the foot apps, one on Foot Locker, one on Champs. So I was like, that was kind of odd. Normally I don't hit on those foot apps at all. So when I hit on those foot apps, I was like, oh, they might end up actually being pretty easy to get. So yeah, so it seems like for the most part, you know, everyone that wanted them could get them. It's been about 2 weeks since they dropped now when I'm making the video. And I know like on Nike.com, most of the sizes have kind of started to sell through. So I think it's a nice, good balance. If it takes, you know, a couple weeks for a shoe to sell out, where the shoe will still sell out. So, you know, Nike's happy, retailers are happy, you know, and it gives most people who actually want the shoe an opportunity to get the shoe. So, you know, most people should be happy. It's really a win for everybody, maybe except for, you know, resellers who are trying to, you know, just resell the shoe. They don't really want it because it's not really gonna have any resale value if it doesn't sell out like that. So, but yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. I'm glad these finally come back. Like I said, I never owned this colorway. I always loved this colorway, never owned them. And then the olives are dropping later this year. I would have preferred if the charcoals would be coming back. I don't really care for the olives that much, but I might buy them. We'll see. I've never owned the olives either. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it on the Air Jordan 9 in the original powder blue colorway. As always, if you like this type of content, do all that good YouTube stuff for me. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.